Hello, we are live. Welcome to the stream. Let me get the overlay up as usual. We're here. Welcome to the stream. We have the Wizards today. Obviously, seriously recovering from the last game we played, which was unbelievable. I have some stats here for you. The 29 offensive rebounds we got the other day was the most in regulation in the last 10 years. We also set somewhat of a record for second chance points, second in the modern era for second chance points ever. Cam scored his career high in points. Given the rest that the whole team got, they're only playing once in a week. And also, with regards to our roster currently, our schedule, half of the back-to-backs are already out of the way. And we basically, if you combine all the records of the teams we play down the road, it amounts to less than a 500 record. So technically, I think it amounts to us being, sixth in schedule difficulty down the stretch. So we are very advantaged. We have the toughest start to the year, I think, out of any other team, and we've, come out of it better, and I would say fairly unscathed, which is good. Wizards have lost 6 in a row, so let's make it 7. Well, yeah, that's got to be the primary focus. We've got all our players back for this one. Besides Royce, this team that we're rolling out is probably the best team, the pinnacle, I would say. There's a lot of spacing on the floor, and Ben at the point, Clax at the center position. A lot of switching ability. Everyone can guard 1 through 5. Kyrie being able to block shots on a regular basis, averaging a block this season, has proven that he can also guard taller. So, it's a good vibe at the moment. And I didn't really expect to say that. We're the 4 seed in the East. Yeah, that's another baffling thing to me. Some teams are underperforming. But overall, we've been amazing to really rescue that really poor start to the year. And Jacques Vaughn has got to get some plaudits for the work he's done and has brought basically our whole team back on side, because a lot of us were disengaged before the season began, or in those first few games. The morale was rock bottom, a lot of uncertainty and indecision. But now we've won 7 of the last 8. Only loss being against the Celtics, which we were toe-to-toe with for the majority. It's been a really solid run of games. We've, as I just said, got a really good run the rest of the way. We've gotten out of the way a few difficult teams. The Pacers, we've played them 4 times this year already, so we're done with them. There's been some poor losses in there, but they really arrived at the start of the year, I do think. So, it's one of those things. There's a little bit of work to do, but overall, I think we're being pretty solid. Let's go, Denny. Well, yeah, obviously you're a Wizards supporter, and after I don't know if he's been overperforming or underperforming. For the sake of this game, I hope that Denny absolutely stinks it up, because, Nets fan here, don't want Wizards players to perform. This one is away from home, and in terms of record away from home, we are sitting at 6-7. Started the season really poorly at home, and now that record is looking fairly intact. So I think the main key is going to be, really digging in, on the road now, because we're going to get a few games in succession regarding that. You will see there, we've got the Raptors and the Pistons away, and then we've got the Warriors and the Bucks at home for a 2-game homestand, and then we've got a few fairly tough games to round out the season, or round out the year, sorry, and then into the new year. So exciting times. The as I said in the last stream, those games with the Warriors, the Bucks, the Cavs are going to be really season defining. And it will tell us a lot about this team and what they can achieve against good opposition, whether there is a need to make a move. And I've seen Joe Harris, John Collins trade options or trade ideas, and people are trying to justify it. I don't see the justification when we've got a capable center on the roster. John Collins has no worth. Like, there's no reason for him to be on the team when I arguably could say that Joe Harris is a better fit than John Collins. If there's one player you get rid of or try to get in, I've seen Anunoby thrown around because Toronto are not playing of expectation at the moment. That is the only guy I want to see even being entertained in a trade. Because I think that's a guy he's been exceptional this season. I mean, I don't know how many steals he's averaging, but he's been an absolute machine in that department. And he can knock down the 3-ball. He's had some pretty big games. He played the Lakers a few games ago and got 23. Let me see what other games he's had. He's had a fair few 20-point outings, and he's shooting at 33% from 3, which isn't great. But he's averaging 2.5 steals a game, and I don't know if that's because of the defensive scheme that the Raptors have got going, because that usually tends to be pretty cohesive. But that's the only guy I want to see even being entertained remotely. Monte Morris is out for the Wizards. Goodwin gets the start. Kispert is also playing. Porzingis, the deal, is going to be playing, and so is Kuzma. And then we've also got... I'm not actually sure who else is out for them. Denny Avdia is also starting, so it looks like that's going to be the 5. Goodwin, Kispert, Denny, Porzingis, and Kuzma. The 5 on the floor, and for the Nets, it's going to be Ben Simmons, Kyrie, KD, Joe Harris, and Nick Claxton. I wanted to watch this game. I mean, this is the closest thing you'll get. So, yeah. I think we should be able to beat the Warriors. They're still discombobulated, and beat that Bucks. Or beat the Bucks because last time we played them, we lost and we were a better team. Oh, if you're talking about those 2 games, yeah, I think we have a chance regardless. But look, the Warriors, I think, need to be watched because they they beat the Celtics the other day. You don't really know what you're going to get with the Warriors. They've been highly inconsistent this year. Plus 500 though, which is a good sign for them because obviously they've had a bit of a tough run in terms of like a lot of drama, or not drama, but just underachievement, and Klay Thompson hasn't been at his usual best. So, it's been a bit of a rocky road for them, but they've recovered pretty well. So it's going to be interesting to see what that matchup brings. But right now we're focusing on the game at hand. It is about to begin. The Nets should be making this 7-8. I mean, as other games would suggest, any opponent needs to be needs to be beaten in probably the most complicated fashion possible. This should be an easy win. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm also saying that it's not going to be delivered on a platter. You've got some capable players on this team. I can acknowledge the fact they are missing Bradley Beal and Morris. Their whole backcourt's gone from the last game. Alrighty. Throw up. And it's won by the Wizards. And we're off and running for the first period in this game. And Avdia will control. Easy drive and easy score. And in 10 seconds, they've scored 2 points and have an N1 opportunity. I would like to see the rebounding effort continued tonight. I think Dayron was a huge part of that. And I would like to actually see minutes from him because I think, Gafford, who's their backup center, is probably going to be getting minutes, like a fair bit. So look, I would probably bring him in for those bench minutes because we may get out rebounded in that situation if we go small ball. Kyrie on the perimeter to KD. Well rested. Kyrie gonna shoot the 3 and miss. Porzingis navigates through and that's another dunk. 2 possessions where they've just driven to the cup and scored twice without any form of resistance. So, early start, not ideal. Ben wanted a foul, didn't get it on the drive, and now the Wizards go the other way. Kuzma catch and shoot in rhythm. It is off. Nearly got the bounce, actually. And now it's a 5-on-4. Kyrie has a wide open look, and he knocks it down. 5-3 early going first quarter. That is the first Nets basket. And now Kyrie will play some defense on Goodwin. And now he will in the post. The switch arrives and Ben is now guarding Porzingis. Does very well. Forces a turnaround fadeaway and that's well short. And we have a transition opportunity. Ben. Off the glass. He got it. And Ben wanted a foul again. We don't get the whistle this season. Do we ever? And now Kuzma, it's going to be a travel after he tried to take Harris off the dribble. So early going in this game, and it has been a pretty even contest. Wizards with a few jabs, and now it is, the favour is being returned. So Ben looking for an option. Kyrie cut to the basket. Is now going to get it as he turns back towards the corner. Kyrie misses the baseline jumper. And we're going the other way. Kuzma. Goodwin catch and shoot on the wing. That's off. And KD with the rebound. High screen clacks. KD. One-legged jumper. And one. Got it. And KD will shoot one more. He's got a beaming smile on his face. Obviously rejuvenated. Well rested. And hasn't played for a few days. So you would expect him to pick up where he left off. Obviously got a new wave of life about him because that rest is so valuable in a very long season. KD shooting one more to convert the free throw and one. And given the rest, I don't expect him to miss a shot today. Fairly ambitious, but the guy is just a freak of nature as it is, no matter how many minutes you throw at him. So with rest, he could be absolutely amazing today. Porzingis with the hook shot over Simmons, and now he's going to hand it off to KD. Ben with the backdoor cut, had to roll it back to the outside. Joe, excellent score off the glass as he drove to the basket on the catch. After the catch. So now Goodwin. The switch sees Harris in the post on Porzingis. And Porzingis off the glass. That was so excellent. what a sight. And it's now 10-9. Both teams shooting 4 of 7 from the field. That is why there is barely any separation on the scoreboard. Simmons. Oh, that is excellent work. It looked like he was trying to find the pass. Actually lured Porzingis out of the danger zone. And Simmons flipped it up and in on the reverse layup. So 12-9, early going. Denny. Back to Porzingis in the post. Simmons guarding. Ball fake. Trying to muscle his way to the hoop is Porzingis, and Ben is not moving. Excellent work by Ben. Did not let him advance to the basket. It's just via a piece of bad luck that there was a foul called. I think Porzingis was partially milking it, but, you know, is what it is. And we've got another foul. And this one's going to be on Joe Harris. So Porzingis proving to be a little bit of an issue. And here's my main fear every time we play Washington. Bradley Beal isn't even the player I fear most. So Morris is coming in the game early. Such a weird call, but I mean, Clax is coming back from tightness and you don't want to overdo it. So play resumes with Goodwin. And now Porzingis back in the post again. They are just feeding him at a crazy rate. And he misses that one. And now we will get into offense ourselves. KD, guarded by Denny. Gets to his spot and scores the jumper, falling away from the basket. And the lead is 14-9. Kuzma, straight away, missed the layup badly. KD was there for the defensive effort. And it's also going to be out of bounds on our baseline after the ball in getting it ahead. Never mind, it's going to go back. It was a kickball violation by the Wizards, and that did a lot for them in stopping our run. So Ben Simmons looking for Morris. They're playing 2-3 zone right now. And let's see how we navigate this. We usually turn it over at a very unlikable rate. Morris is going to shoot a pull-up 2, and he hits back rim on that one. And they will give him that shot, the Wizards. Be pretty happy with that. When you got KD and Kyrie on the floor, you're forcing Morris to shoot mid-ranges. And now Porzingis gets another foul in his favour. So Morris will pick this one up. Very, very careless with our foul committing again. That's the 4th in the entire quarter already. Porzingis scores for 2. And he's going to get a tech. For no reason. Porzingis scored the 2, wanted the whistle. And you already know the refs have absolutely zero temper. I mean, it is like finding a needle in a haystack when you're looking for the refs, you know, actually having any sort of fuse. And, well, they're going to pay the price. Kyrie converts the free throw on the technical, well, after the technical was called. And so it will be a Nets ball on the side as well. So 15-11 early going. And Ben will bring it up. Joe, corner for KD. Now Morris in the middle. They're going to let him shoot it again. And he knocks that one down. And look, if they're going to throw zone at us, then players like Morris are going to need to get into those like spaces and identify them and knock down those shots. Porzingis once again with the 2 score again, and he's basically doing what Kevin Durant does, getting to spots at will. Well done, Morris, by forcing an offensive board. And now Kyrie in the corner. He is closed down by Denny. There's no space to operate there. KD catch and shoot 3 is off. That's well short. And the rebound by Corey Kispert, and we will go the other way. So Kuzma now to Porzingis on the wing. Porzingis kicks it back out, went through the hands of Kuzma, but he went to retrieve it, and now he gets past Morris, and the layup is good off the window. So 17-15. And now the most AIDS turnover, like the other day. Turnovers unprovoked from absolutely nothing. Once again, we didn't get the ball past the fucking three-quarter court. That happened 2 or 3 times against Indy because TJ McConnell was pressing in the full court, and while he did it again, he didn't do it again, but a Wizards player basically took a page out of his book, and it worked. Let's have a look at the box score early going. And that is not what we want. This is what we want. If I can get the box score up, it'll be happy days. But usually it takes about 15 attempts to get it. There it is. Shit. I've got to be ready for it. There it is. Okay. So Kevin Durant scored 5, and it really hasn't felt like he's been the high man, but he has. Not much else to rave about, but you can see we're shooting the ball pretty well. The assist numbers are a little bit down. For the Wizards, Porzingis is 10. I mean, I highly expect him to be the main focal point of their offense. And they are shooting the ball relatively similarly to us. I mean, it's a pretty even contest to open. The Wizards are just basically playing through Porzingis the entire time. Hence why he's had already 7 shots in 6 minutes. Next best is 3. And for us, well, we've had a pretty evenly spread offense. Kyrie has been shooting some difficult shots, which I'm not a fan of, but we still have the lead. It is about those bullshit turnovers, which, are the bane of my existence. If we can stop doing those, that would be excellent, but I don't know about our eagerness to stop it. Because it's just the Nets' way that you have 5 or 10 brain-dead turnovers in a match. So out of the time out, I expect some of the bench players to get some run. We've got Seth Curry coming in for presumably Joe Harris. It's going to be a side out for the Wizards after that shitty turnover before the timeout was made. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We're back for the next Nets game, which is an absolute country mile away in about 3 days. Kuzma catch and shoot 3 is off, and it's going to be Wizards ball after Morris trying to get the rebound, deflected it out of play. So it will be a side out for the Wizards in the corner. Will Barton's in the game. Here he is now. He shoots a mid-range 2-pointer, and that is splash. And now it's going to be Kyrie. Screen set by Clax. And Kyrie knocks down the 3 after being freed up on the screen. Through the screen. Now Kuzma, the spin, guarded by KD. Goodwin, I don't know what the positioning was by Seth Curry, allowed the drive, and our Kispert for 3 is off. And Seth Curry will hand it to KD. Seth Curry, nice pick and pop, and he misses it back iron. We get the long rebound, Kyrie to KD. KD gets in the mid-range, one-handed push shot is good, and the lead is back up to 5. Kuzma lost the ball on the drive. Kyrie gets his hands dirty and unfortunately could not gather possession. Wish the team could get more offensive rebounds. Well, Given we had 29 the other day, that basically accounted for 5 or 6 games of offensive rebounds. So don't expect anything in the next 5 or 6 games. I can tell you that much. Alrighty. So Kuzma to Goodwin after the inbounds. And now Porzingis. Oh, for fuck's sake. Another bullshit foul committed on Porzingis. This time Clax will pick it up. Porzingis is putting so much mayo on the fouls. Clax has 3 fouls already, man. And he's played like fucking 4 minutes. That's really frustrating because Porzingis didn't even have the ball there. That was basically him setting a screen and some really undisciplined push. Dayron may need to get some minutes here. Like, Dayron showed capability the other day. Utah is going to come into the game. I don't know if Dayron's going to get minutes in a rotation this deep. I mean, Sumner played so well the other day and is probably going to really struggle for minutes. Porzingis made the first and the second is good, and the lead is down to 3. Porzingis is a matchup problem for everybody. Well, when he's like 8 feet tall and we play small ball lineups, of course. KD, the 2 is off. Sat on the rim a couple times and unfortunately didn't go down. Barton on the drive. Utah with the block. And now Seth Curry, what the fuck is he doing? Gee, that is so lucky. I don't know what Seth Curry was doing there. Half asleep. We passed it to him. And unfortunately, he didn't even go close down the ball. And the Wizards nabbed it. Luckily for us, the Wizards stood on the sideline. It was Kispert in the corner who committed the cardinal sin. It has been a pretty quiet game in terms of turnovers. 4 between both teams. Seth Curry to KD in the corner. And he stood on the sideline. The exactly identical spot to the other end. So, painfully annoying when you commit turnovers like that. I mean, the only silver lining is it's a dead ball turnover, but it's just like some of the turnovers, yeah, we've got to be more alert, man. Goodwin to Gill, who has checked in for Kuzma. Porzingis on Morris. Finds Goodwin. Kick out to Barton on the wing. Sumner defends him well. Forced to kick it out to Goodwin in the corner, who somehow was wide open. And it's going to be Nets ball. The Wizards are absolutely irate with that decision. Can admit that it came off a few deflections. KD for 3 is good. And you already know that matchup with Gill on KD has got to be exploited. Because, I mean, serious levels to the 2 plays we're talking about in that conversation. The Nets have hit 3 threes. The Wizards have not scored 1 from the perimeter. Porzingis posts up Utah and now Goodwin. Seth Curry, I don't know where the fuck he's going. Oh my god. Did a full round the world. Twice on the rim. KD pulls up for 3 the other way and knocks it down. And we've got a timeout. Mate. Bro. That's so unlucky. They had a mid-range jumper. It took about, 2 plane trips around the world. And unfortunately, managed to still not fall. And then, you go the other way. And the best player on the Nets knocks down a deep 3. 5-point swing right there. And that's got to be bloody frustrating if you're a Wizards fan. But 28-19 is the score. Sumner had a great interview after the last game stating he just tries to mold himself into what the team needs each game. Well, that's basically the definition of next man up. Cam Thomas has been all season long nothing more than like a catch and shoot role player, and the reason he hasn't played well is because his game style doesn't suit at all to what personnel we have available, but you saw that when he needed, when he needed to, what's the word, be called upon to be the number one offensive option in the last quarter, he was there to be present and live up to the task. That's the kind of thing that we need from every single one of these players. Sumner, has had the starting lineup gig a couple times this year, and now he's back into a role player kind of, spark plug that'll get 15 to 20 minutes a game, and that's all he needs to do. It's about stepping up when you're called upon. Porzingis killing us, 100%, but obviously they can't have him on the court forever. He's been on the whole game, so yeah. You know what's so funny, Brett? They're showing the quote of the day on Yes Network, and the exact quote you're talking about is actually playing right now. So talk about timing, but 3 minutes to play. You got 5K on the Wizards. I mean, that is a bold call. I would have given the Nets the other day more chance of winning out than the Wizards today, given who we've got available. Give Brooklyn time. They'll turn it over at record pace again. I mean, that number can really blow up in a matter of minutes. That's proven to happen, but hopefully for the Nets' sake, in terms of winning, we actually, pull through and get the W. Oh. You may hear some background noise because there's works going on outside, so it's going to be fairly frustrating if you're a viewer, but apologies. Avdia, foul, and it's going to be a couple shots. Bruz, that is so annoying, man. There's been no sound all morning, and unfortunately, literally, we didn't even get through a quarter before fucking sound started to invade the audio. So free throw one is good for Danny Avdia. Make sure to let me know if you can actually hear the sound, because I could just be getting really mad about something you don't even know exists. But free throw one is good for Avdia. I didn't know where the foul was. I didn't see it. Too busy worrying about the external noise. The sound is minimal. All right, that's too easy then. Okay, so Danny, second free throw is good. And so now it will be Sumner bringing it up with 3 minutes to play. We're shooting it at 58%. Seth Curry pulls up for two and is off. Barton gonna pull up for three very early in the shot clock. One and done for the Wizards, and now the Nets through Sumner back to Utah. Drive off the glass, and he didn't get the angle he was looking for. So the Wizards again through Will Barton. Now out to Goodwin. Gafford's in the game. But we're playing really small ball, and now to the corner for Gill, guarded by Sumner. And they pass it to absolutely no one. It's going to be a backcourt, out of bounds, take your pick. But it will be Nets ball. Go tell them to keep it down like Misfit Minds. I don't have the I don't have the capability to do that. I don't have the initiative or capability to do that. Misfit Minds are pretty jokes though, I have to say. So Seth Curry brings it in. I can't even speak already. Excellent signs. Cam Thomas is in the game for Morris, and we're playing fairly small ball given how tall they are. KD, Seth Curry got in his way, and now it's a one-on-one, top of the key, KD v Avdia. Cross, another cross, and then KD lost the ball. Over dribble, you gotta pass it. It's now a 4-on-2, and the score by Goodwin after converting from the Euro step. See, that is a poor offensive possession. You can't just have the ball in KD's hands the entire fucking possession. Cam, gonna hand it to KD. Pulls up for two after he stops, and that's another bad shot. Not even testing the paint there. And you know, you've got Sumner with pace. What the fuck's he doing just sitting in the corner? You're not maximising anything. Watanabe does an excellent job. Where the fuck's the foul in that? Got absolutely shoved to the deck and they did not say a thing. Or maybe they did, I'm not sure. It's good. Oh, potentially not. I don't think Kuzma actually laid a hand, but... Oh yeah, there is a push on that. Yep. So we did get the benefit of the whistle. Daniel Berry, hope you're doing well, my man. And now KD nearly bounced it off his leg, and it would have been another turnover for the Nets. Watanabe drives, and he misses the layup. And he did everything right there. Avdia pulls up for three, and that one is well short. KD saves it before it goes out of play to keep the momentum going. Cam, one-on-one now. You got to pass the ball, Cam. Nope. It's going to be a foul on Goodwin, and with the Nets in the bonus, it's going to be free throws. I like Sumner. He can create his own shot and drive to the cup, plus he's confident. Yeah, the confidence factor has not gone away. Like, even despite the big injury and being out for so long, you can tell he's just a man that is there to prove himself. Has a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Cam misses free throw one. But he's so tough to stop. He's got to be one of the fastest players in the entire league. Because he can go from, like, static to just an extreme level of pace in rapid time. Like, the change of pace he's got going for him is nuts. Goodwin scores off the glass, and as expected, you know, attacking Cam Thomas is the way to go. So KD, Cam, Sumner, Utah, and Seth Curry on the floor. It is KD up top, guarded at the logo. The blitz happens, and we've got a kick ball on Goodwin, who was the man that came over to cause the blitz effect. And we've got, well, we've got a dozen seconds for KD to work with. And is that not a fucking... Oh my god, what a save by Goodwin. Avdia, extra feed, Gafford fumbled it. Did he get it in? It was a huge dunk. I'm not sure if that went in. I'm going to give it a moment before I add the 2 points. 2, 1, no. Unfortunately for Gafford, I mean, went fairly nuts after he threw it down. Got really excited, and you rate that, but it's not going to count, unfortunately. He had to let go of the ball probably a fraction of a second earlier. Get KD out of the game? Well, let's have a look at the box score and see what he's done so far. KD's just held the ball way too much. KD's got 13 though in the game, which is crazy on return after missing a few days of basketball, but 3 turnovers. He's accountable for 3 of the 5 Nets turnovers, which is a bit frustrating, but you can see Kyrie's got 7, 2 threes made, and then the bench hasn't really done anything. So, shooting the ball pretty well. The assist number needs to go up. I mean, 5 assists on 11 made field goals is probably not the percentage we would have liked. For the Wizards, well, they are shooting at 45%. The good thing is they have not made a three-pointer. Porzingis is the high man with 12, but it's the turnovers for me. It's the lack of ball movement on those turnovers which are really frustrating because they're so easily preventable. KD ball hogging again, ISO ball is killing us. Well, it's only killing us if the turnovers happen. And KD, when he gets blitzed, needs to pass it off. The thing is, he has scored 13 points, though, in a quarter. On high efficiency. He's scored 2 threes. But the threes he's scored has been on the catch. It hasn't been him dribbling the clock out. You know? And we've got so many different, like, elements to our offense through all the players we have on the court right now that you shouldn't be... It shouldn't be coming down to KD having to ISO ball. You got Sumner who has extreme acceleration and can get to the basket. You've got Utah who can shoot the three and whatnot. What else? I'm trying to think. Shoot threes and play good defense. Well, if we're talking offense, you know the deal. Seth Curry can shoot threes on the catch and even make his own shot. You know, shouldn't have come down to that. So the bucket doesn't count. We lead by 4 at the start of the second. Kyrie out to TJ Warren, who's in the game for his first minutes. Forgot about him. Kyrie on the drive over Kuzma, and he scores the baseline delivery for 2 from about 10 feet out. So Will Barton switch, and now Joe Harris was a bit late on the communication and the rotation, and it will be a bucket for Will Barton. Small, hope you're doing well. Miracle Tree Music, your calls are a godsend for a Melbourne-based Nets fan like me. Happy you're enjoying the streams. Appreciate you showing up and supporting. So TJ Warren to the corner. Seth Curry somehow was an open look, and he knocks it down. Under no hesitation. I need to get some water. So 34-27. Kuzma is wide open in the corner, and I don't know what sort of defensive scheme we threw out there, but it did not work. And we're going to get an early timeout. And Jacques Vaughn has plenty of proof this season that whenever something like that happens, he's calling a timeout immediately. It's about holding your players accountable and saying, well, we can't be having that. We absolutely can't be having that in our game. Our brand of basketball should not be consisting of shit like that. And that's why Jacques Vaughn has done so much to this team, because he's willing to call timeouts and ensure that those mistakes are rectified immediately. You know, instead of letting the team work things out. He's called a timeout immediately after something shit has happened. Braves fan, hope you're doing well, my friend. KD is trying to be a point forward, but he's not that guy as a finisher. Well, KD, I actually do believe, plays his best basketball when the ball is in his hands and he can facilitate the offense. But in saying that, he can also get into those habits of over-dribbling and turning the ball over because he gets overwhelmed by pressure and whatnot. Not pressure of the moment, but pressure of that extra defender coming in and creating problems. He didn't know when to take a timeout. Yeah, he would let a 14-0 run happen over the course of 5 minutes without scoring a bucket. I mean, I think I just merged 2 different scenarios together, but even if that happened, the severity of that happened, he wouldn't call a timeout until right at the end when it had all panned out. The game had gotten away from us, and yeah, absolute fucking pain in the ass. So annoying. But now we've got a coach that can adequately coach. Aaron Judge, presumably not the real guy. Hope you're doing well. So 34-30 the score. And the second quarter has elapsed for about a minute and a half. So pretty good shit going on right now. For the Nets at the moment, we've got to just stop the turnovers, and that's about it. And also not allow open 3-point shots like that. That said, that was their first 3-pointer in the whole game. So there you have it. Alrighty. So plays resumed. The lead is full. Kyrie to Seth. Ben is in the game as the small ball 5. Seth Curry freed up on the 3. It is off. Long rebound. Kyrie gets it on the outside and he misses the 3. Gotta drive it, man. We've got to drive it to the cup, please. I don't care if you've got a five out type lineup where everyone can shoot the three aside from Ben. You've just got to drive it. Because if you drive it, you're going to get those defenders collapsing and then you'll get the open three. And Nash wasn't a bad coach, just inexperience. He was a bad coach because of his inexperience, I would have to say. Kuzma deep 2, that's well off. Gafford gets the rebound. And this is why I thought we needed Dayron in. For that and that only. Barton gets past Kyrie, misses the floater. TJ Warren gets a vital hand in there after the Wizards got first use. Oh my god, Seth, that was such an AIDS pass. Now Ben. Oh, what is that? 2 awful passes in the same possession. Seth Curry basically nearly hitting the Wizards defender who wasn't even looking at the ball, and then Ben just threw it out of play. Oh man. Barton for 3, got it. Oh man. So it's a 1-point game. Wizards hadn't scored a 3 in the first quarter on 7 attempts. Score both 3s on 2 attempts in this quarter. And then Joe Harris. The Kuzma help defense was exceptional. And the block was there. Kuzma now on the outside. Drives. And easy score on Joe Harris. There's no defense at the moment. And right now, this unit has 0 defense. Ben should be the commander, but I feel like you have to play Ben at the point and then bring Dayron in for size. Warren tries the putback, and the attempt was good, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. Kuzma's got another 3. You've got to call another timeout, I think. Nope, he's going to let it run and see if we can work things out, but we need to make a change, I think. 11-0 run in 2 minutes, and why is that? Because we're not driving it. Kyrie, what's he going to do here? He's guarded by Denny. He shoots the 2 and scores in the paint. So the short jumper is good, and the lead is now down to 2, but the problem is still there on the defensive end. Kuzma. They've still not missed a 3. Goodwin. Going to find Gafford in the paint, who's on Joe Harris, and the foul land 1 is there. Get Dayron in the game, please. Please. As much as I actually think, as much as on paper we look better, I actually think that Dayron and Morris are so well suited for dealing with the front court that the Wizards have got. They're such a tall team. The free throw is good by Gafford. The lead is now 5. Like I'm telling you, between Dayron and Morris, there's so much size there. Seth Curry on the outside. Drives on Avdia. Kick out to Warren, who shoots the 3 and misses. We're not testing the paint. You have to get more size on the court right now. Goodwin. There's going to be another foul on Joe Harris, and this time Goodwin picks, well, draws it. I feel a rage coming. Well, today, look, it hasn't reached that point yet. Right now, at the moment, we're just playing like crap. Well, it's just this lineup specifically. There's a lot of shooting on the floor, and they're not doing anything to actually get to their spots. It's a lot of contested jump shots. Simply pass and shoot. Sorry, they did not make a free throw there. It's a lot of passing, and there's nothing complicated. There's not really anything more than a simple screen being set, and then, problem resolved, you get an open shot, because it's not going to be that easy. NBA defenses are better than that. Goodwin makes number 2, and the lead is now 6. We need to score. 15-2 run in 3 minutes. Warren, he had an open 3, but he didn't do that. Kyrie now shoots a 3. Foul and 1! Are you kidding me? And as much as I absolutely hate that shot, because we once again did not test the interior. Man is just that good that he can score 3, land on someone's leg, and also score the bucket. I'm pretty sure I just said score the bucket twice, but he can score the 3, land on someone's foot, and also pick up that and 1 opportunity, which is so valuable. So, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support and subscribe if you are new and you want to see more of these streams. You know, staying notified. Our next game we are covering is the Raptors in about 3 days. It is a long, long break between games. So this game, I mean, it's of utmost importance we win this one. Kuzma misses the 2 on the drive. Utah to the corner for Seth Curry. The 3 is off. I mean, that was better. Much better ball movement. And now the other way. They get into the offense early. And now Kispert for 3 on the catch. That is well to the left. And Ben Simmons secures the rebound. So, what the fuck was that pass? Oh, that is lucky. That is so lucky. Ben trying to find Kyrie rim side with Kispert guarding it. I mean, Kispert could have easily gotten the steal, but via luck, TJ Warren somehow timed his run to absolute perfection and was able to put in the reverse layup. So we scored 2. Game is tied. But that was, yet again, a pretty shit offensive possession, and we're really lucky we didn't turn it over there. Like, seriously, the amount of times we try to pull off passes like that, which are just absolutely not on, and it's very clear that there is an opposing player in the way between the Nets player trying to pass the ball and the Nets player trying to receive the ball. But yet still we're not deterred by that. And it doesn't make any sense to me why we even test the waters with stuff like that. So the Wizards, they're going to give it to no one in particular. Porzingis wanted a foul. He's not going to get it. And the Nets are going to retrieve it after the Wizards threw it out of play. It's a good defense by Sumner to hold Porzingis' run so he couldn't get that ball. Kyrie, excellent cross. Got it and 1. 2+1. And the lead is back in our hands. We go on an 8-0 run on an 8-0 run of our own. And he can make it 9 with a conversion on the second successive and 1 opportunity. This time, you know, he put on his dancing shoes and basically just said, follow me. And unfortunately, every single step that Kyrie Irving made, the Wizards defender was just 1 step too slow. And hence why the closeout was a little bit erratic. So Kyrie converts number 2, or number 1, and 1 opportunity successful. The lead is now 3 for the Nets, after the Wizards took a 6-point lead only about a minute ago. So Porzingis, handoff, no. Oh, tried the backdoor cut, or the cut down the middle. Turnover created. Kyrie, bounce past Warren, extra feed, Kyrie, and he rolled it back out for some weird reason, only to bring it back in and score the finger roll. And that was absolutely magical. I mean, he's basically toying with the Wizards. And we couldn't score for quite a few possessions there, but Kyrie showing the ball, looking like he about to pass it. The Wizards defender fell for it. Looking like an absolute fool. And Kyrie Irving with the finger roll. I mean, that was just absolutely magical. Timeout is needed to be called. And, well, the Nets now have gone from looking like absolute garbage to absolute brilliance in this second quarter. And, well, the lead is 5. Let's have a look at the box score. And you'll be able to see that, well, for the Wizards, Will Barton scored 7 and Kuzma scored 10. So they have been patrolling the offense whilst KP is off the floor. Their shooting is not actually that bad, but the Nets are shooting 50% and have hit 6 3-pointers And, well, if we look at offense, bench has done nothing, but Kyrie Irving has got 20. And he had, I think, was it 7 points at quarter time? And he scored 13 this quarter. And I swear to God, it has not been a 20-point type performance. I didn't think that he had taken control of this game this much. Yet he's absolutely proven me wrong. Apart from KD and Kyrie, the offense has been pretty much non-existent, but it doesn't matter. We're shooting the ball well. Rebounding number is pretty even. 16 apiece. Assist number is pretty even. 9 to 8. And turnovers this quarter, which is a number I did say we needed to reduce, only 1 in the quarter. Halfway through. So, as I said, or as I say all the time, it is not rocket science. If you can look after the ball, you're going to miss out, or you're not going to miss out on these possessions that you would give away if you're turning the ball over. And simply put, in doing so, you're not giving the opposition more opportunities to convert. Turnovers do so much for you. You lose a bucket or chance and actually just give it to the opposition. So it's basically a 2-possession swing. Especially in close games, that can matter for so much. Play resumes with the Wizards down 5 and Porzingis is back in the game. Clax is also in. We've got another foul on Sumner. It was been on for like 2 seconds and the Wizards are in the bonus. So, not a very sensible foul. And it's going to be Porzingis shooting a couple. Porzingis makes the first. And the second free throw coming up now for Porzingis. Let's see if the conversion is good. And it is good. So half a quarter to play. Kyrie has accounted for 13 of the 18 net points in the quarter. KD is getting a rest in the process. It's going to be net ball after the Wizards deflected the ball out of bounds. So Kyrie going to pass it into Clax, and now he's going to retrieve it from the handoff. Kyrie is fouled trying to pass it to Warren in the corner, and how many fouls is that? That's foul number 3. So not in the bonus yet. Kyrie navigates through. Kick out to Sumner. Extra pass to Utah. Now Sumner, 3 to shoot. Kyrie going to have to pull up for 3. He feeling it though. Nah. Unfortunately, it's an air ball. And that's a really good defensive possession by Washington. So it will be Wizards on the side here, looking to tie the game or let the lead go down just a little bit more. So 47-44. Porzingis guarded by Irving. And Kyrie forces a turnover with a steal. Warren, extra pass. Beautiful team play. And given Kuzma was the only one that was tracking back, all you needed to do was give it to the reinforcements and we had it under control. Kuzma lost it again. Kyrie with the active hands again. And now the Nets in transition. Sumner wants Kyrie to get the ball. Identifies that he is scorching. And now we have open numbers on the weak side. Warren pulls up for 2. And it looked like a very awkward jump shot. But he scores from the elbow anyway. And the lead is back up to 7. The Wizards went on a 15-2 run. We have now also gone on a 15-2 run in a similar amount of time. Kuzma. High arcing 3 is good. And the run is halted. So now Sumner going to drive on Kuzma. Extra pass was very ropes. It was not on. Porzingis chopped it off. Kuzma all the way. And TJ Warren is going to pick up the foul in transition. It will be a couple free throws now for Kyle. And, yeah. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support. If you've got any feedback about the stream, make sure to let us know as well about the stream. If there's anything you want me to add to the overall experience, or if you're happy with how it is, let me know as well. Kuzma misses free throw 1. If there's any certain like graphics you want me to include, or if you want me to include like a Twitter page, or a page for like the standings that we can look at every so often, it's really up to you. You are the dictators. Kyle Kuzma misses both. So Kevin Durant's going to bring this one up, and it's an empty possession for the Wizards after they were in an optimal position to score at the very beginning. Cam to Clax. We've got an open number on the weak side. Sumner cuts to the basket, lost the ball. He's going to roll it back out and basically just dribbled it. Well, he thinks off Porzingis' foot. I think it was off his foot. Oh, really disjointed possession by the Wizards, but they managed to control, and now Barton has a wide open 3 and knocks it down. So it looked like the Wizards were going from absolutely ropes to in heaven for, in the space of about 5 seconds. KD shoots over 2 for 3 and is fouled on the arm, I think. And that's fairly unforgivable to give up. Especially when it's KD, Like, that's a fairly poor shot selection by KD. I don't know what he's shooting that for, but let's have a look at the foul. I actually can't see where the foul was. And there's a little bit of motion blur on that, so it's going to be fairly difficult to capture. But Kevin Durant, 13 and 6. Can't even say that. 13 and 6. Hasn't scored any points in this quarter. First free throw is good for Kevin. He's going to have 3 shots, so that's the first one, and that's good. And we've got 2 more. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in, by the way. 60 people in stream. I don't usually have this many concurrent viewers for an extended period of time like it has been. So credit to you all for showing up and providing support in ways that you don't even realize. KD scores all 3. By you simply tuning in, more exposure. Oh my god, Kuzma is feeling it. That was a bit of a heat check from the outside, and now it's KD posting up. Sumner on the outside. Utah. Corner for Cam. Gonna drive on Porzingis. And that too is well short. Not his shot. So Will Barton, who's played a pretty good second quarter, put in some good minutes. Kuzma with the spin. Off the window. It is off. And Clax with the rebound. Sumner. Quick burst of pace. He misses it. I can't even say the word pace. That's a little bit of an issue, given we're only halfway into the game. Barton. Looking. Finds Goodwin on the outside. Over Cam. That jump shot is short, and KD will get the rebound. So Cam Thomas. Screens set by Clax. And now Cam on the drive. Kick out. Oh, no. It wasn't a kick out. Utah. Oh, that's excellent work by Clax with the putback. Watanabe, that jump shot was really badly measured, but luckily Clax was there for the putback. And now Barton. Good roll. Kick out to Kispert. Wide open 3. That is good. And simple offense like that is going to, force the defense to collapse, and those open shots are going to be present. We should be having plenty of those. The Wizards have scored 6 of their 8 3-pointers in the second quarter. Or 6 of 8 3-pointers in the second quarter as KD pulls up for 2 and scores again. But they were 0 of 7 in the first quarter. 6 of 8 now. So, what the fuck? Sumner just got absolutely discarded, but Kispert wasn't able to convert twice. Watanabe! Oh, that is excellent work. 60 to 53. Watanabe, excellent rim running. And the 2 for the Nets. We've scored a couple buckets, and now another turnover created. KD, Sumner with the layup, and the 2 points is good, and the lead is now up to 9 on the back of some excellent defensive possessions and breaking out in transition. So now Goodwin held up, and oh my, it's an offensive foul. The pass was mistimed. Porzingis had already gone to the rim, and Goodwin was looking for his position 3 seconds earlier. So it's going to be a turnover, and it's going to be Nets ball again. So, 9-point lead, and it's been fairly close the entirety of the way until about now. So Sumner inbounds it to KD. 2 for 1 on offer. Utah, top of the key. Ah, that's well short. And 2 for 1, I mean, the timing was executed. The shot was not. Ideally, Utah would have scored that, and we would have been staring down a lead of a dozen at the half. About 13 to shoot, or left in the quarter. Barton does well to get to the basket. And we've got 10 seconds for operation here. Kevin Durant gonna let it roll, and it reaches the halfway point before he finally picks it up. KD looking, Sumner down the middle, off the glass, swatted, and now Will Barton surely was late on that, and it is going to be the half. So 7-point lead. 62-55. The offense has been fairly good. Let me have a look at the comments. I don't watch sports, but I like to gamble, so I'm here now. Well, I can tell you it's probably not a worthwhile investment. Your channel is going to grow, especially if you're covering the Brooklyn Bullies. Well, I think it's just pure coincidence that, you know, this is the prime period now, and I started to stream now. Or in the last year or so. I think you got more people on your stream because you started slightly earlier than the game last time. I don't think so. I always start like 15 minutes before, and it takes like a minute or two before I actually go properly live. But if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support. And subscribe if you're new. We're back for Nets Toronto down the road in a few days' time. It's going to be 3 days before, you know, we've got another game of Nets basketball. So it's going to be the longest 3 days of all time. But let's have a look at the box score and all that sort of stuff. You will see if I can actually... I can actually get the thingy up. Here we go. Let me just go up. So, Kyrie with 20 and KD with 18. I mean, they account for 38 of our 62 points. The good thing, actually, is that every single player that has played minutes... every single player who has played has gotten a point. At least one. It may only be one, but it's at least one. That's the good thing. We're going to need contributions from about absolutely everyone. If they're going to get minutes on a team like this, you've got to earn your spot and you've got to contribute when you're on. But yeah, KD and Kyrie have been an undisputed clear 1-2 punch. I'm going to do this though. and I want to see your, not your predictions, your take on this. I'm very interested to see your responses to this one. Who has been better this half, KD or Kyrie? And don't just take it for on face value, on scoring. KD's got 7 boards. Kyrie has gotten a steal. So has KD. The 3 turnovers for KD and only no steal or no turnovers for Kyrie. So it's been a good half by both of them, but I mean it's going to be a tough one to split. You can see our shooting's been pretty good. Free throws have been good. Assist numbers being down today, but that really aligns with how the shooting or the scoring has been distributed. KD and Kyrie have got a lot of the points, and usually when they score a lot, it is it is a byproduct of them not passing the ball. A lot of the time it's them ISO or doing ISOs, and the assist number 10 assists on 24 made field goals. Well, the percentage, the conversion rate between assists and buckets is down because purely KD and Kyrie have scored a lot of the ball, and the ball is living in their hands. The good thing is turnovers went down that quarter. That was a very good positive for the Wizards. Well, Kuzma's got 13, and he really picked up the scoring after Porzingis scored 12 in the opening quarter. Will Barton also 12 off the bench. I mean, that is a contribution I didn't expect. You can see they're shooting the ball well. First quarter, they were 0 of 7 from the field, and they are now 0 of 7 from 3, and are now 6 of 15. So our shooting, or their shooting, was exceptional, and I think that also says a lot about our defense in the second quarter. I mean, they made some tough shots, but we were forcing a lot more tough shots in the first half. There was a lot more difficulty involved and a lot more chuck-ups. There were a few open looks in the second quarter, like wide open, and it was because I think partially to do with the method of how the Wizards were attacking our defense, but there were a lot of open looks and a lot of sensible team plays in distributing the ball to the corners and getting those open looks for them. So that's where part of the success was, but you can't let teams shoot 6 of 8 from 3 in a quarter. We want Day'Ron. Well, I definitely want Day'Ron for the offensive rebounding. I mean, I absolutely enjoyed watching that the other day, but you're not going to get what you wish for all the time. I came in late. They both making their points in their games. I'm proud of both of them, KD and Kyrie. KD seems determined and focused this year. I mean, they both look locked in. Kyrie seems the most interested he's been the whole time he's been here. And look, sky's the limit for this team. I don't know what the sky or how high the sky goes, but the sky's the limit. Sharp deserves some minutes. I just think the roster is so deep. Like, you look at the team, and we've played 6 players off the bench. We've gone 11 deep in this game, and a few games ago we went 8 deep. So a lot of players have proven themselves in the games that, other players have been out, and on top of that, players have come in. Like Utah was out for weeks. TJ Warren was out for months. Morris barely got minutes, and then played a good game the other day, and apparently that's been enough to warrant minutes. Sumner, probably not seen more or any more as like a third string guard at the start of the year, and look, he's getting minutes. Cam, getting 6 minutes. I mean, granted, his role in games like this is just really bad for him. Like, he just doesn't get any extended run, and he doesn't get command, and that really doesn't help him. But it'd be interesting to see if you just gave Cam the ball and said, you're facilitating the offense with KD and Kyrie on the floor, and see what happens. Because either Cam would be a walking bucket, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving would be wasted, or Cam can do, that shot creation, and as a result, Kevin Durant and Kyrie are left open. or may even space the floor so Cam has more room to operate if KD and Kyrie just, sit on the perimeter, waiting for a catch and shoot three. So, it's a really interesting conversation to be had, but I'm not 100% sure where Cam is best suited. But look, if we're talking about the second half, I mean, both players, KD and Kyrie, did well, and I don't want it to come down to them having to score a combined, 75 in order for us to win this game. Granted, right now it is helping us out big time. We can't focus on them too, because if they go into a bit of a slump, then what? So we need other players to step up. The good thing is some players haven't had a lot of minutes, and that's because of how deep we go. He had 0 assists. I can't even say that word, but he's definitely not pass first. I can tell you that much. But like Joe's only had 10 minutes, Clack's 11, Ben 11, TJ 8. I mean, Utah has had more minutes than 3 of the starters. Sumner's at 11. Curry's at 12. A lot of players are getting. Well, there's a fairly balanced, distribution of minutes here. You're getting equal run, and it's really apart from KD and Kyrie, and even those two then didn't really get overexerted in this game. To this point, at least, they've had 16 minutes each. If they end on 32 minutes, I mean, I can't recall a game with KD at 32 minutes. He always seems to breach that threshold of like 35. So the fact that he's getting like his lowest minute allocation in a game, which is the only game in an entire week for him, is excellent for his health in terms of being rejuvenated for these big games that are going to come up around Christmas. So yeah, I mean, at the moment, we've won 10 of our last 13. And that's with the overexertion of KD and Kyrie. So, I mean, it's been one hell of a season so far. As I said, it's been a roller coaster. For this channel, it's been great. I don't mind donating, but I'm just glad you're not one of the streamers who constantly beg every 30 seconds. Well, it's very clear what your intentions are if you do that. And whoa, what the hell is that? You definitely heard that. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, I mean, if you go onto a stream and you constantly ask to do this and that, it's very clear what you're doing it for. It's very clear you're doing it to reach a certain point. And it's probably more for monetary gain, I can tell you that much. And I made it very clear from the beginning, my motivations are driven by far more than simply just that. Do you think we would have won a championship by now if Vaughn was the coach instead of Nash? I think Nash got done real dirty by, the major amount of, misfortune that happened a couple seasons ago when Kyrie went down, James Harden went down. The team was pretty well positioned to go all the way to the finals. Whether they would win is a complete question mark. But I think that was our best opportunity, and we could have had Kyrie and Harden been healthy that entire series against the Bucks. We would have absolutely beaten them. I absolutely have no doubt about it. And the fact we got so close, a few inches away, one shoe size away from making it through against the Bucks in Game 7. I mean, KD had to put that entire team on his shoulders, and he nearly did it. Like, that game where he scored 49 at 13 boards, 10 dimes, I recognize the stat line so much. testament to how good he is as a player. But look, I think that was irrespective of the manager. Like, whatever manager you had, it would have been a completely different story if Kyrie and James Harden are healthy. Simple. If Vaughn was the coach, I think the same problem would have happened. With that roster construction, it was so reliant on KD, Kyrie, and James Harden being healthy, because outside of those three, it was really slim pickings. I mean, you had Joe Harris, and people dwell on Joe Harris being part of the problem. But Joe was not a part of the problem, because he should have never needed to be the guy that had to step up in a moment like that. Sure, it's expectation as an NBA player, but Joe should never have been positioned to be the second option in such a high stakes game like that. It should have been Harden and Kyrie, but obviously they weren't there. Or Harden was there, but crippled. So, people that show Joe slander and are still, reminiscing on the past and saying that Joe was the problem because he missed some clutch shots, well, that's just... You're not going to go far in life if you're dwelling on shit that happened 3 years ago and want to trade him because of what happened 3 years ago. Sure, it happened, and I wasn't proud about it. I was highly devastated, but you don't see me here now, devastated still, and asking players to be out of the team because of that and that only. I love Joe, and I'm probably fairly biased because ever since I've started following the Nets, he has been on the team. So it's like my attachment to the 18-19 team is through Joe Harris. I don't want him to leave. I don't want to be detached from that really golden age, even though we only won 42 games that year. Such a fun time, though, to watch the team. Never forget the Kings comeback. The wins over... I'm trying to think. There were some really good wins in there. Really good wins. It was so painful considering how great Joe was in the Boston series. I mean, everyone was good in that series. Well, with Kyrie out and James Harden playing crippled, it made it much easier for defenses to account for all our players, because you had less capable shooters on the floor. And Joe, being somewhat of a second option, was where the second best defender went. Kyrie, catch and shoot. Early going second quarter, I act as if the second quarter third quarter hasn't started. Kispert, catch and shoot is good. That is the last thing you want to start things off. Ben, KD, screen set by Claxton. Ben rolls to the basket. Good take. Extra feed for Clax, and he somehow shovels it in. 64-58. The lead is back up to 6. Kuzma on the edge of the three-point shooting arc. Goodwin. Porzingis in the post. Guarded by Ben. Oh, what is that shit? Where's the foul there? Ben picks up the foul. So frustrating, Ben, man. You had him covered and then you committed some bullshit foul on the arm. Man. So free throws coming up for Porzingis. First free throw is good. Alrighty. Second free throw is also good. So the high screen by Clax. And now KD guarded by Kispert. Interesting size matchup. KD kick out, or will receive it on the kick out, and KD knocks it down. Ben Simmons with the dime. And that's good ball movement by the Nets once again. So now Kuzma to Goodwin on the wing, and now Porzingis in the high post. Gutted by Clax, and, well, the craft there was excellent. Had Clax in the air, therefore there was no contest when he actually shot the ball. And now KD the other way. Going to try back down Avdija. The fadeaway is excellent. He just hangs in the air so graciously on those jumpers. For someone as tall as he is, I don't know how he does it. So now Goodwin, they get... Oi! Offensive foul. Thank you very much. And Clax made life difficult for Porzingis again, who early in the game they tried to feed him in the high post. And this time, Clax wasn't going to move so easily. He said, no thank you, you're not getting what you want. And he got elbowed in the face, but subsequently got the ball for his team. Clax, no, KD out to Joe, and now KD again off on the 3. And now Porzingis with the strong board. Took a couple bites of the cherry before he got it. Now Kispert lost the ball. That is not a foul. Where the fuck is the foul there? Clax is going to pick it up somehow. I'm absolutely mystified by the foul. Where is the foul here? What the hell? That is the softest foul I've ever seen in my life. So, Clax on 4. Nope, it's going to be Kyrie who picks it up. Even still, I don't know where the foul was. Porzingis lost the ball. Good work, Clax. And now the turnover created. KD, corner, Joe, 3, got it! Let's go, Joey. 72-62. Lead in double digits for the first time in some time. Avdija. Kyrie. Excellent work again, putting his body on the line. He hits the deck, drew the charge. Or maybe it was the illegal push-off by Avdija on the drive. And given he's much smaller than Avdija, you could potentially say that he already was at an advantage to get that call, but... Oh, we've got a kickball here. Wizards would have been off to the races if that one was not called. But the Nets have an opportunity to get it out to a dozen or more. Ben Simmons, KD, that one is deflected out. The Wizards once again deploying that 2-3 zone to try and halt the Nets and their offense. Ben on the outside fakes the pass to Joe. Excuse me, Kyrie. Joe gonna get an open look. 3 off. Denny will get the rebound. So now Porzingis up top. Goodwin. Cross tries to get past KD. KD stays with him excellently. Porzingis retrieves it and scores over Clax. The defense was good, but Porzingis too tall at times. Kyrie's going to get an open 3. No, he's not. It's a good close down by the Wizards. Ben Simmons gets into the space. Does well. Missed it. Got it back. And got the score after Clax gets the offensive rebound once again. And once again, that is showing what offensive rebounds can do to your offense. Goodwin, nice score through the contact. Now Kyrie to KD. Gonna wait. Kyrie gonna shoot a deep 3. Heat check. It's off. Probably not the right idea. And now Avdija gonna give it to Porzingis. Now to Kuzma. Fakes on the 3. Drive. Over Clax. The shot is off. Good defense, Clax. Ben now to Kyrie. Oh, that's so neat. Neat and nifty. And Ben Simmons scores the layup, but Kyrie's absolutely toying with the Wizards. Porzingis catch and shoot 3 is off. Didn't get the bounce that he wanted. And now the Nets can go again with pace. KD guarded up top. Beautiful bounce pass to Ben. Extra pass. Clax. It's going to be 2 shots for Clax. After he tried to shovel that one up and in, it is a timeout. It is 76-66, but Kyrie, man. Oh, that is just so freaking stupid. Like, he just stopped, held the pivot foot, changed direction like 3 or 4 times, showed the full face of the ball, and then found Ben with the really effortless bounce pass. I mean, he's a freak of nature, that guy is. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure to let us know, and subscribe if you want to stay notified. We're back for Nets Raptors next fixture from, I think it's 11:30 my time, but it would be 7:30 Eastern. You can see the box score here. KD and Kyrie doing things. But slowly, there's been a little bit more reintroduction of the other players on the team with regards to offense, which is always a good sign. So right now, we're sitting in a pretty comfortable spot. The shooting splits for the team is sitting at 50% and 38% from 3. You can see the assist number, right? We had 5 in the first and second quarters. We're not even halfway through the third, and we've already hit that mark. Why? Because as I just said, the scoring distribution represents how we're moving the ball. KD and Kyrie have a lot of points. You're not going to get a lot of dimes because you're not moving the ball. You're playing through those 2 key offensive weapons. The more the other players score, it is more because these 2 key players are moving the ball. You know, and there's just a little bit more sharing around, if you know what I'm saying. So, it's no coincidence. It's not rocket science at all. Ben 10 and Kevin playing well. Yeah, I mean, everyone's playing pretty well. Playing their role, that's exactly what you want to see. Cheeky little timeout. And, yeah, look, we've gotten an opportunity to really just, you know, solidify this lead and, you know, be well on our way to winning this contest. It's been a pretty solid game, a pretty well-rounded game. We've had a few moments where it's been a little bit iffy, but for the most part, it's been pretty a pretty solid showing, I would have to say. Please subscribe to help him get over 1,000 and monetize. Well, here's the thing. Once I reach that point, I'm not turning on no ads. Ads ain't happening. The only way you can, or you will be able to support me is through donations on streams like this. That is the only thing I'm enabling because I don't want to hinder the fan experience at all. You know, it's you know, you're probably being like, mate, you're an absolute idiot. Why would you not? Clax misses one of his 2 free throws. The lead is 11. But hey, I'm telling you, when we reach that point, the only thing I'm enabling is like super chat. That is it. I don't think I'm going to put like ads on many, if any, of my videos. 3 in the corner by, I think that's Dotson or Goodwin, is off. Oh my god, what a take by Joe, and the layup is good. He practically grabbed that ball from behind him. Probably a bit too fast for his own liking, but still was able to get the ball up and in. And now the lead is 13. Granted, last time we played against the Wizards at this venue, it was a 42-point win. So this is an improvement on the on the Wizards' last performance here. But Will Barton knocks down another 3, and he has been a very pleasant surprise in this game. So Kevin Durant going to find Joe in the mid-range, who catches it. I lost my voice. Joe Harris knocks down an exceptional mid-range, freed up off the screen, just peeled around it. I don't know what the proper basketball term is for that, but you can educate me, please. Gafford scores another 2. Cheeky little alley-oop layup. Ben Simmons, kick out to KD, drives, pulls up for 2, foul and 1, got it. And there is absolutely no stopping this man at all. Honestly. Alright. For a little bit of fun, I'm going to start a Q&A. And the most creative response wins. I don't know what you win, but I'm going to make a little Q&A and you're going to put in your most... what's the word? At the next timeout, you're going to put in your most creative responses. I'll let you know what the content is. The content is regarding that Q&A. We force a steal, force a turnover, create a steal. KD pull up 3 is well off, and the rebound is Gafford's. Clax was right there. If the ball did not ricochet so far away from the basket. Barton to Goodwin, and now he's going to drive on KD, and that's always a tough ask. Another turnover for the Wizards. Ben through the legs to the trailing Kyrie. That's off, and it's still a 13-point lead. I can't even speak, man. It's that time of day, isn't it? All this talking, your voice can go so easily with the click of your fingers. Will Barton going to shoot a 3 over Clax, and that is a heat check. Oh, Kyrie got hit hard by his best mate in KD. Kyrie gets up. Pass to Warren. I don't know if they're shaken up or not. They look pretty fine. Warren to Ben. And Ben going to drive on Gafford. The running hook shot is off. Nearly got the bounce. And it's going to be Wizards ball now through Will Barton. Gafford rolls. The pass was a little bit errant. Kyrie gonna throw it up for Ben, and the alley-oop dunk is exceptional. The teamwork was wonderful. I thought Kyrie was gonna lay it up off the glass. So much indecision for the Wizards defenders. I mean, you had absolutely no clue what was going on in Kyrie's mind. And in the end, it was an uncontested alley-oop dunk. An uncontested alley-oop dunk. Will Barton had absolutely no clue, no chance either. The lead is 15. We are firing on all cylinders. Okay. So now what we're going to do... The Q&A is about to go live, and I want you to put in your most creative responses. If you have a creative response, we'll read them out as well. Okay, the Q&A has begun. The question is this. How do you stop Kevin Durant? And you can be as silly as you like. And I want to see your answers on this. Because I do think there's some creative responses, or creative response potential. Plenty of potential. And I will look at the responses at, I reckon, 3/4 time. 3/4 time, or maybe halfway through the last, or depending on how the game's running. So 86-71 the score. The box score, you can see Ben's now got 10. Joe has now got 9. My voice is gone. But you can see there's just more contribution. KD and Kyrie, the load has been lessened for them, and other players are stepping up. More assists in this quarter is exceptional. that is the only number I want to look at. And look at that. We've had 10 assists in the quarter. And you can see the leaders ballooned out to this margin, and there is no coincidence why that has happened. It's also been on the back of forcing turnovers. And you will see here, the turnover number for the Wizards is sitting at 14, and we had 5 in the first quarter. We have not had a turnover this quarter. I actually think we haven't had a turnover in about 12 minutes of game time. And that's where the separation has been created. On the back of being responsible with the ball, and also, not turning the ball over. What am I saying? Not turning the ball over ourselves, and also forcing turnovers. Working a treat right now. So the lead is 15. The Wizards have the ball in their grasp. And now Will Barton out to Dotson, who drives on Kyrie. And the block by Kyrie Irving. And Cam could not save it. But Kyrie, man, I'm telling you, the man has... Well, he is locked in defensively this year. And you can add another block to the tally because he's been doing it at that exact rate all season long. A block a game is exceptional for someone of his height. Kuzma just airballed a three-pointer from the corner. Bro, the words are just not being manufactured right now. My voice is gone. Warren pulls up for 2, and that is good as well. How much luxury when you can send players out and other players can just come in and deliver and play their role. Gafford, too tall for Kyrie. That is no surprise. And there's the bucket. A nice next step for this team would be to start blowing out some lesser teams. Well, here's the opportunity right here. This game's getting away from Washington, and we need to be able to end it. And give KD some rest. That turnaround jumper by Warren was no good. And now the Wizards have it here with the lead sitting at about 15. Will Barton, high screen. Gafford in the corner. And now Kispert up top. Stops. Moves through. Got his own rebound. Got it. Whoa, there's a technical. What the hell's going on? They just got awarded a technical free throw. I don't know who picked up the technical foul. So, I think it was TJ Warren. Bro, since when is that a technical? I've seen players do that and they do not get punished. All he did was hit it off the the structure that is keeping the ring upright. He just threw it off there, and that's a technical apparently. Jesus Christ. KD got Utah wide open there. Use him. KD pulls up for 2. It's off. Warren with the putback tip. And look, KD, that's a little bit inexcusable. You had Utah wide open in a paddock. You didn't use him. Luckily, we didn't come up empty on that possession, courtesy of some good awareness by TJ. And now Kuzma going to drive on Warren. Hangs and does really well to control his body in that scenario. And the bucket goes. So a 12-point lead for Brooklyn. Lead needs to be sustained in the back portion of this quarter. Nothing unsensible here, please. KD. Cam got Warren wide open. One-legged jumper is good. Are you serious? Kuzma. TJ Warren tips it. Wizards are able to recover. Barton guarded by Watanabe. Good defense. Good defense. Forced to pass. Kuzma from the logo knocked it down. Oh my goodness gracious. That one, I said last game, someone scored a bucket from Slovakia. That one was from Antarctica. Jesus Christ, mate. Thomas misses the little floater. I'll tell you what, that one... Jesus Christ, that was from down under. Antarctica's probably not suitable because that shot indicates someone who is scorching hot from the field. And Antarctica couldn't be any colder. It's going to be a foul on Utah. 2 shots for Barton. Gee, that's interesting. I'm going for the Nets because of Watanabe. I mean, a lot of fans, especially like internationals, Japanese fans, follow the Nets because of Utah. And I mean, that's been a trend that's been going on since, you know, like it really depends on the country. Like, it's gone as far back as probably Yao Ming is the most notable name. And how China really, really followed that man. KD off the glass is good. 2 more. Kuzma going to take it up. And that is definitely not going to be released before expiry. I'm a Spurs fan, but I know we tanking, so we ain't going to be relevant for at least 2 to 3 seasons. Well, Wembanyama could easily be in the Spurs' grasp come the end of the season. So, I mean, if that happens, then you got a lot to look forward to because he's going to be an absolute freak of nature. Yeah. So, currently, the lead is sitting at 11 at 3/4 time. We did play pretty well that quarter, pretty consistent. And you can see for the Nets, TJ Warren with 10 off the bench. Nice little scoring punch there. 3-point shooting has sort of gone out the window, but the assist number went way up. We doubled it and then some in that quarter. Had 10 assists in the first half, had 12 in that quarter. Ball was zinging around, and the scoring, is a little bit more balanced in that quarter. Kyrie only had, I think, 3 shots. Didn't make one of them, by the way. Kevin Durant still at about 7 shots, but the ball's moving more. And that was always a point of emphasis that I mentioned. The turnover number has been pretty low since quarter time, so that's another thing. We're not missing out on possessions because of inadequacy. Like, those turnovers that were being committed in the first half. And the Wizards, well, you got Porzingis and Kuzma really, well, it was expected that they step up, but Will Barton, I mean, is probably having an impact similar to what was expected from Bradley Beal, or what has been expected from Bradley Beal. It's a very similar contribution, so that's keeping them alive, on the back of a performance like that, which they really needed, especially being so heavily short-handed in the scoring department. But we've got a quarter to go, and it is 94-83. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to show your support on it, and like the show, and also make sure to subscribe if you are new. We're back here in a few days' time for Nets versus Toronto. It's going to be a long break, so we need to capitalize now. And it's... Oh, what the fuck? A blocking foul. What is Seth Curry doing trying to commit a charge or draw a charge on Daniel Gafford? He absolutely doesn't have him for size, and we already know he's shit ass on defense. So why is he trying to commit defensive acts like that? Like, probably not not a smart idea. So Gafford to convert the N1. Nope. And Clax gets the rebound. Why did I just add a point? I'm going to send that back. We've had 13 more shots in this game. And that's got to be where the difference has been made. Claxton off the glass. Excellent, taking it off the dribble from the perimeter. So showing a bit of capability there. Now Will Barton in a switch. Kuzma guarded by Cam on the outside, on the wing. Kuzma over Clax. Shot is off. They got their rebound. Kuzma threw one up, and somehow there's a foul involved. And look, your guess is as good as mine with regards to where the foul was there as well, because I have no idea where it was. I think Warren picked it up. A little bit mystified by what's going on here, but it will be free throws. Free throw for Kuzma is off. And I'm pretty sure last time the Wizards played us, their free throw shooting was abysmal, like sub 50% on a high volume. And that's where the loss was really felt. Kuzma misses both. Goodwin or Dotson gets the long rebound. Kuzma for three is off. Get the rebound. Kyrie with a crucial tap to get it to TJ Warren. And now Kyrie's going to get it here. He's going to drive on Barton, pull up for two. That's well short. Gafford with the rebound. Will Barton now to control. He's on the wing, guarded by Cam. Drives down the middle. Clacks with the block. Get out of there. Kyrie saves it. Falling into the crowd. Kispert ends up with it and missed the three. Rattled around the rim. Was probably about 80% through. And now they're going to get an open three the Nets. No, they won't. Oh, that's very lucky. Seth Curry lost it. And it unfortunately went through the hands of Gafford. And out of play. So it's going to be Nets ball on the baseline. So Kyrie to Warren on the outside. The high screen set by Clax. Warren pulls up for two and missed it to the right. Kuzma going to drive on Warren. Throws him out of the way. Scores for two. So 10 minutes to play. Kyrie to Warren and now to Cam. Clax in the middle. Puts the head down and scores the hook shot over Gafford. Shakes his head and says, "You are not containing me. Who do you think you are?" Kuzma drives. Oh, that was an excellent maneuver. And somehow... How is that off the net? What? Every single time it's one of those 50-50 calls. Could go either way as to whether or not it came off the nets out of play. It's always the Nets that are not the beneficiary. So it's going to be Wizards ball on the side after we did really well to force a stop. They get it inbounded. Kispert on the wing. Dotson in the corner guarded by Seth Curry. And we're going to get a foul on Clax. That is number 5. And that is extremely frustrating. Are we just going to play him out? Or is he going to get sent to the bench? I think they just may play him out here because he probably had a minute allocation. He's going to have to be very sensible the rest of the way. Dotson. Out to Kispert. Back to Dotson. Gafford under the basket on Seth Curry. Gafford just lost the ball. And it was because of the Nets collapsing the defense that we were able to create the turnover. So now we may be able to exceed 100 points. 15th turnover for the Wizards in this game. Warren going to drive on Kispert. Shoot with the right hand. And that one is off. That was an incredibly tough shot that you're asking him to convert there. So Barton now going to drive, shoot over Clax, and that is a very nice floater. Lead back into single digits. It is 98-89 with just under 9 minutes to play. Kyrie going to try the shake and bake. Kyrie off the glass. It's going to be a foul. And Kyrie is going to head to the free throw line to send us back into triple figures. So 8:45 to play. Score will be back in double figures, or should I say the lead. Kyrie, free throw one is good. Taj Gibson is in the game for his first minutes, which is a really weird inclusion. Kyrie got 21 in the game. That was his first point in the second half. Wow. I mean, I did call for us to be a little bit more balanced with our scoring output in the second half, and I've gotten my wish there, but probably want to see Kyrie a little bit more assertive. So it's going to be Gill up top, hand off to Barton. Guarded by Warren on the outside, the screen and the switch. Clax now guarding. Got to be careful on 5 fouls. Avdia to the corner. Gill does well. Extra feed. Avdia for 3. It's well off. It didn't even hit the basket, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. So 8:21 to play. Lead sits at roughly 11. Why did I say roughly? It's plain and clear to see. Kyrie. High screen Clax at the logo. Is he going to shoot over the top? Yes, he is. And he misses. That's a heat check type of shot. Barton tries to cross up Curry. Unsuccessful there. Still got it though. Drives on him now. Kick out to Avdia. Kyrie went there for help. Defense. And unfortunately was a little bit unaware as to how wide open he was leaving his man. So it's an 8-point game. Cam. Seth Curry. Cam in the corner. Lost the ball. It's going to end up in Warren's hands at the top of the key. High screen Kyrie. He is doubled. Got to shoot it. 2, 1. Cam. Off. And the rebound by Washington. It is Will Barton. Got to play defense. Dotson. Held up. Curry reads the pass. Turnover. And he pulls up for 3. It's off. Why would you shoot that? Warren gets the own rebound. What the hell am I saying? He gets the rebound. And it's back in double figures. So 102-92, 10-point lead. High screen Gibson. Washington held up. Gibson going to post up Clax. And Gibson missed the layup. And I don't know if bringing Gibson in is to try get the foul on Clax that they desperately want to be called. Curry to Cam. Cam drives, gets through. There was continuation involved. It's going to be a timeout with 6:28 to play. The lead is 10. And Cam will shoot 2 after the break. But Clax is playing a dangerous game on the floor with 5 fouls with a long time to play in this contest. And yeah, I think they've brought Gibson in to see if he can, try basically bully his way to the basket and sort of either bait Claxton into fouling in order to stop him, or try exploit the fact he's on 5 fouls, so he, Clax is more conservative, trying to ensure he doesn't foul, and thus you'll be able to, probably get some more uncontested opportunities because, you know, Clax has got to play very carefully with what he's doing, you know, in terms of trying to, you know, strip players of the ball or try to block shots. He can't be doing any of that rubbish where, you know, there's vertical contests involved, because more often than not, you know, you get pinged for a foul. So, look, lead sits at 10. We're in control. The box score right now, you can see there are 3 players, 19 or more points for the Wizards. I mean, pretty consistent, 19, 20, and 20. And there's been a few pretty good contributions. I mean, everyone who scored for the Wizards has 7 or more. But the problem is, no one's got more than 20. For the Nets, 12 to Warren off the bench, 28 to KD and 22 to Irving, 10 to Ben. And, you know, Clax and Joe have been pretty good in this, in the second half in terms of contributing to a more balanced scoring output. But, you know, there's a little bit of work to be done still. I mean, the game is not over by any stretch. Got to be very, very careful with what we're doing here. So, alrighty. Man, Kyrie is cooled off. He has not scored in the second half a field goal. Cam scores free throw 1. And we've got 1 free throw to come here. It is an opportunity to get the lead out to 12. And it is good. So Goodwin will bring it up. Clax to the bench. So now Gibson being in the game seems a bit questionable. When you have Gafford on the bench and you also have Porzingis on the bench. Utah is going to pick up the foul as Kuzma drove baseline. It was on the floor. It's going to be a side out. So just over halfway of the last quarter to play. It is going to be Will Barton. Got an extended run in the second half, and rightfully so. Goodwin going to shoot over the top and scores for 2. Fairly skilled move there to score over the top. 6 minutes to play. KD, Kyrie, Utah, and Joe in the game right now. Some players have not gotten any minutes in the second half. Edmund Sumner, one of those. Kyrie had an open look in the mid-range. Utah missed the fucking layup. Uncontested. And now the Wizards, to get it back into single figures. Barton wide open, misses a 3. And the long rebound is secured by Washington. The kick out to Goodwin. Fakes on the 3. Spin move. Utah does very well. But Goodwin gets it on and scores over the top. So, Kyrie Irving on the outside. It's an 8-point game. Joe going to shoot the 3. Granted, he hasn't had many looks. The lead is now 8. Got to be careful. Barton, guarded by Joe on the perimeter. Going to shoot over Joe. And miss. KD with the rebound. Secures it. Bear hugs the ball. And KD will bring it up past halfway. Simmons getting ready to check in. I would assume Cam is going to get sent to the bench. KD. Cam. Going to drive on Denny Avdia. Shoots over the top and scores for 2. So the lead is back out to 10. 106 96. Goodwin. Guarded by Utah. Now Denny Avdia. Cam stays with him. Avdia. Kick out to Goodwin, who's wide open. Extra feed Barton. Utah, I thought, drew an offensive charge. And it's going to be 3 seconds on the Wizards. I would assume Taj Gibson has been sitting under the basket, but I'm not 100% sure. Ben is back in the game, probably to close this game out. Clax will get the rest he needs, I would assume. I don't think he's going to see any more action in this contest. So that's why Porzingis isn't in. He's got some back tightness. So that is a fairly big loss in terms of their chances of winning this game. Kyrie! Oh! Nearly added some mayo on that layup. And he will be going to the free throw line, but it's going to be 2 shots as opposed to 1. The 1 free throw that would arise with getting the and 1 opportunity. So Kyrie going to shoot 2 free throws. Alrighty. So free throw 1 is good. Joe's going to go to the bench. I don't know who has returned. 3:50 to play. Yep, Clax is back in for Joe. I thought they were just going to ride the wave without him. Kyrie makes both. That's where all his points have come from. The free throw line in the closing or in the second half. We've got 3:44 to play. Goodwin going to drive. Ben stays with him well, and he's forced to roll it back out. Kispert in the corner, guarded by Kyrie. Kispert spin. And Kyrie with the block. Kuzma going to have to heave it up for 3, and he misses. Clax gets a crucial hand in there, and we secure the board. Ben with a full court pass to Utah, and he travelled. Heavily frustrating for him. It was an excellent pass by Ben to get it ahead. Alrighty. So it's going to be Goodwin. Don't have much time left to trim the deficit to where they want it to be. Goodwin, the high screen. Kispert, good roll. Blocked by Claxton or Utah. Take your pick. Same result regardless. And there's a timeout. Interesting call with 3 minutes left. If you are enjoying this stream, make sure to show your support. Support's been great today, once again. Thank you all for being here for so long. We've had a consistent amount of viewers pretty much the entire stream, so I thank you all for tuning in and being present and being involved in this one. Subscribe if you're new as well. We will be back in a few days' time. If you've been here this whole stream, you would have heard me say it about 6 or 7 times, but to those who have just rocked up or haven't been here for long, we're back here in a few days' time. It's a longer break than most. We've got a 3-day break before the next game, which is right on the eve of the weekend. Friday if you're in America, Saturday if you're in Australia. But regardless, it's going to mean that all these players are very much refreshed because of the rest that they got the other day. And that's a huge plus. It's basically an all-star break within the season. Like a very vital week off, if you know what I'm saying. So, that's probably the reason why a lot of players are looking really good today, especially locked in defensively. There's a lot of activity on the defensive end, hence the reason why the Wizards haven't scored 100 points. I mean, granted, they don't have a gifted offense, but still, we've been locked in, and the season has proven if you give teams that are short-handed confidence, they will come out and potentially perform. Young teams or short-handed teams. And, well, this game, it's sort of proven to be a little bit of a, there's been a few question marks at times, and the response has been needed, and we have responded well. And, as I said, games like this are games that you just need to go to, get the job done, and that's it. There shouldn't be any more uncertainty beyond that. Just go there, get the job done, go home, or go to the next location, rinse and repeat. Good teams do that. They find ways, especially in times where they look like they're underdogs. They may be down late. They will find a way to dig in and come back and win. And we've found different ways to win some games this year. And today it's been another one of those kind of games where there's a fair bit of uniqueness about it. KD is trapped. Ben to the corner. Watson Arbe. The pass was too saucy for him. And Ben has had a little bit of a habit of doing that. The pass is just way too rapid. I mean, some of those passes need to be, firm, but not like a fucking dart. Joe with the steal! Go all the way, Joe! Yes! And Joey Buckets. Man, Joey Buckets doing more than just what the name would suggest. And Kyle Kuzma travelled on the step back three. But Joey Buckets playing defense and scoring on the offensive end. So, doing what's required and then some. I don't know why this guy keeps getting entertained for trades. Leave the team as is until we play good teams, and if we play like shit, then consider. Alrighty. Kyrie picked up at 3/4 court. KD. What's going on here? We've got a time... No, not a timeout. We've got a foul with about 2 minutes left, 120 seconds or so. The lead is 14. I don't know why you don't bring in the bench at this point. Seth Curry about to come in. So maybe Jacques Vaughn has heard the call. Ben's going to go to the Pine. And for the twilight of this game, we are still going to play KD and Kyrie. Interesting call. KD's going to get it from the inbounds. Kyrie's going to come up and set the screen. The switch now. Goodwin is on Kevin Durant. That's not a great size matchup. And KD took it all the way to the cup. And that is the exclamation point on a huge game by the team today. After a few days off, you expected energy and, just the well-rounded team performance. And we're getting that today. It hasn't been the biggest highlights. Will Barton knocks down a 3 from the corner. It hasn't been the biggest of highlights in terms of, as far as wins go. But regardless, as I said, you get the job done and that's enough. Joe Harris with the one-legged runner. He missed it. And I don't know why Joe's shooting that so early in the shot clock. Granted, he did have a wide-open look from about 10 feet out. So you don't blame him for taking those. Utah nearly got the steal. Gafford, closed down by 2, tries to shoot, And missed it. We're getting a foul on, I think it's Kyrie. Nope, it's Watanabe. So with about 65 seconds to play in the game, the lead is sitting at 13, and it will be free throws. A win today would see the Nets have 8 wins in the last 9 games. So it's been a pretty hot streak by the Nets. Pretty good stretch of performances. Gafford misses one. But we did like looking at the schedule, highlight and flag that this run of games was going to be important. You needed to... What's the word? You needed to... You needed to deal with teams like this on the schedule that are visibly worse off than you. They have less personnel. Gafford makes number 2. And they crack the ton now. Ball is inbounded for Cam Thomas. Gets it to Watanabe. We get it past halfway. And now Sumner to Utah. And Utah's going to get it to Cam. And we exceed the final minute. And it will... Well, Cam is blitzed. You got Utah. You got Seth wide open for 3. And that is off. So Kuzma going to bring it up. Kisper going to shoot a deep 3 in quick time. And he misses it as expected. Utah with the strong rebound. And that is probably going to do it. We're going to do a little bit of a post-game. And then we'll be off. So if you want to stick around for 5 minutes after the game to hear the post-game and see the stats and whatnot, then feel free. But if you're going now, then thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support. And thanks for your undivided attention in the time of watching this. Granted, I don't know if I've got your full undivided attention, but you know, you've hung around, so credit to you all for tuning in and showing your support and dropping likes and whatnot. If you want to stay notified for streams upcoming, make sure to subscribe as well. That is going to do it. We win 112-100. It's time to look at the box score. What a win. We go to 17-12 on the season, and we are now at 500 on the road. Alrighty. So, box score time before we head off. KD, only 33 minutes. I mean, that is... Well, granted, KD's had a lot of 40-point games recently. That is a good... amount of minutes to play. 11 of 17 overall from the field. A couple threes involved in there. And that was a well-rounded performance by him. Your poll is telling me that KD has been the man today. But Kyrie's first half was pretty damn good. And he delivered... and he delivered pretty strongly. In the first half, scored 20. It was pretty good by him. Ben Simmons with 10 and 8. And 5 dimes. So he did what he had to do on return and in limited minutes, and so did Clax, 9 and 7. Did what we asked. Joe Harris only played 21 minutes, so he's going to be very refreshed, having played limited minutes. And TJ Warren also had a really good game offensively. Got a few offensive rebounds in there. Utah, bit is experiencing a little bit of a shooting problem since he returned to the lineup. But given we have so many players we can fall back on, Seth Curry, 1 of 7, Cam Thomas, 1 of 4, you still have players that can hold up their end of the bargain, and that is more than enough to get you across the line. Overall, shooting, pretty good. The assist number went down in the last quarter, but ultimately the damage was done in the third, and the assist number was high in that quarter, so say what you want. And if we look at stats as well, extended, you can see that we only had 11 turnovers in the game. That was pretty pivotal in the win. Shooting was well down from 3, but overall was pretty good. And yeah, that's basically the gist of things. Not quite 29 offensive rebounds, but still 7 rebounds is not too bad on the offensive end, especially when guys like TJ Warren are getting 3 of those off the bench in limited action and really contributing in good ways. The Wizards had 10 less shots. They had one quarter where they hit 6 threes, and in the other 3 they really struggled. So we did well for the most part there. Their free throw shooting was whack like usual. The rebounding number, we got out rebounded by 3, but that wasn't doing much given, the amount of turnovers they were committing. They ended up committing 19 turnovers, which is never going to help you, especially, that's the primary reason they had 10 less shots. So that just really goes to show you can't be turning the ball over as much as they were. You can see for the Wizards, 20 to Kuzma, 20 to Porzingis, and off the bench, Barton had a pretty nice 22-point showing on good efficiency, good overall stats, but unfortunately not enough firepower for them. On paper, we were expected to win. We won. We got the job done. And we move forward to Toronto, who have not been playing well this season. A lot of players are having down years for them. Siakam's probably been a clear best and most consistent. Apart from that, I don't really know who you put at number 2. Probably Anunoby. But yeah, I mean, overall, this win was not surprising. We got the job done, did what we needed to do, and that was it, really. So, yeah, and if you look at the turnover count, 4 to Kuzma, 5 to Porzingis, they had the ball in their hands a significant amount, and especially if, those two are turning it over, especially in open play, it's always going to be really tough for you to defend, especially in transition, and that happened way too many times for them. So that'll do it. We win this one by 12. Pretty solid win by the team, as I said. That is our 8th win in 9 games. It is happy days for the Nets at the moment. Really enjoying life, which is awesome. The only loss has been against Boston, which is very much a success. And even in that game, we weren't too bad. So the key is pushing forward to the next game against Toronto. We're going to be very refreshed for the occasion. But yeah, that is going to do it. We've got, as you can see on the right-hand side of me, Toronto, Detroit, Golden State, Milwaukee, Cleveland, and the Hawks. And then to follow that in what I believe will be the game that ends off 2022, a very eventful year. No, that is the last game of the year. No. On New Year's Eve in America, it will be Nets Hornets, but I don't know if I'll be doing that. So, obviously stay tuned, but I may take that game off just cause. But yeah, that's going to wrap things up here. Hope you enjoyed it. There's plenty of opportunities for us to win there and really prove ourselves, stamp our authority as a pretty good team, and show what we're worth. Because quite frankly, the national media don't talk about us, and I feel like wins against the Warriors, the Bucks, the Cavs would, really, what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but I think, what was I trying to say? Speak volumes about what this team is capable of, and also probably provide warranted national attention as to how well we are playing against, worthy opponents. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but for now, it is a good win. We will go to Toronto and hopefully get the job done. Thank you for tuning in as always. Make sure to like the video, stream, whatever, on the way out, and subscribe so you're notified when I go live next. That'll do it. Thank you once again. Have a great rest of your day, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see you around. Have a good one.